quick introduction about me. I work in Oman, and I head the Department of Professional Development in Humanities at National University of Science and Technology. And our department was the first in the country to begin delivering courses in entrepreneurship under the lifelong learning. Until 2013, when the government decided to pursue and push the agenda of entrepreneurship. And that's when more universities joined us. And we are a proud recipient of the highest national award in entrepreneurial, education, as well as entrepreneurial activity. My research interests are in the area of entrepreneurship education, largely, focusing on engineering graduates, the enablers and the barriers, the incubation and accelerator. And I'm also currently in charge of setting up the accelerator at the university. I'm going to give you a brief introduction on the purpose of this research. And let me just tell you, I'm not yet as organized as Dr. Marina for many reasons, because this is a 2-year research that's going on. And I would be able to present the outcomes of this result, of this research in the next session, which I really hope to come back to you with. So, the entrepreneurship education in Oman was made mandatory in 2013. And that's when all educational institutions were provided with a structured outline of the syllabus of the course. But the HEIs had the scope to adapt it as per their expertise that they had. So each university was running the course as they thought would fit. So, there was a requirement that every year the university would provide a feedback on the number of graduates that started their businesses. The universities, some went ahead full-fledged with lots of associated activities, while some remained theoretically confined, teaching what was provided by the course. So the challenges that we noticed was that not many students considered entrepreneurship as their first career choice, which was actually the immediate need, the immediate aim. Students thought that, that was just an accompaniment that came along with the rest of the courses, and they failed to connect the entrepreneurship course along with their specialization. They couldn't see the connection. And I think this is because the department that runs entrepreneurship teaches them how to apply it to engineering, but it doesn't happen vice versa. The engineering departments push on all the engineering information without asking students to apply or create or show it as an innovative outcome. So there was a gap. And students in the final year of graduation have their capstone project, and some fantastic ideas come up. But these fantastic ideas just ends up the moment the technical projects are graded, we don't see the project and we don't see the students anymore. So the university spin-off has been extremely slow, and we haven't been able to really see much light at the end of the tunnel. And this prompted us to come up with this research, which involves a number of higher educations in Oman. And I'm proud to say that this is a very exciting research that's going on at the moment, involving many higher education. And the data is yet to be collected, but I'm giving you the groundwork that we have done at the moment. And we would come back to you with more details in the next round of conference, where I hope to present this in 3 sections. And so this is a series that will be presented. So the objective of this presentation today is I'm going to clarify what's graduate entrepreneurship, which goes without saying that many of you would already know. And finally, what are the needs? Why do we differentiate between graduate entrepreneurs and non-graduate entrepreneurs? Is there a need? Is there a difference? We discuss why, what are the requirements for these graduate entrepreneurs. We look at the existing ecosystem in Oman, and where I would give you a little more introduction on Oman. We examine the existing entrepreneurial ecosystem in light of the gaps that exist at the moment, which, if available, might accelerate more graduates to take entrepreneurial route. We look at the conceptual model, which at the moment is a working model. It's the first impression that we have put, but we'll be, I think it's a very good platform where I would love everybody to, intervene and probably show us if you have any good practices that has worked for you, and we might love to take that on. So, Pickernell has defined graduate entrepreneurship as somebody who holds a university degree. And Nicola et al. In her research says that these are people who go, extra mile. They are intrinsically motivated, and they go establish their firm part-time, full-time, and they find a source of income. And I've got many such students who do it on the side. So, these entrepreneurs, they identify a source of income while they are studying. They don't wait to get graduated and then come to start. So this is exactly what we are targeting at, not necessarily startups after they graduate, but also startups while they are studying, while they are getting inspired with the courses. So here is a case. Why graduate entrepreneurs, and why are we trying to make this differentiation? The graduate entrepreneurs apparently have more skills, the technical skills. They have learned more technical skills, engineering skills, and they are able to connect those in order to come up with innovation that they would love to commercialize. They have the ability, they have the resources, they have the network sometimes, and they have the university supporting them through incubator, through networking and the local networking systems. Now, there's been a very nice article, again, by Pickernell and Pitave and Cope, who have supported that graduate entrepreneurs need more resources. Well, it's debatable, and that's something that's going on in my findings and how I'm going to argue with that. But they say that the graduate entrepreneurs, because they're more aware, they need more knowledge on government policies, market research, how to penetrate global market, public relation, for example, and probably setting up a large-scale business. Unlike the non-graduates who are very happy starting small businesses that help them bring bread to their table. But these are more ambitious people that we are talking about. So, they would like to know more about finance, the sources of finance, how I can bring my prototype into the products, and so on, which is very unlikely to happen with non-graduates. Not that it doesn't happen, but we are contending that it's a very small number. So the government expectations from Omani graduates have been listed as an outcome of many, many roundtable discussions that have happened in the past 3 to 4 years. Now, Oman, unlike Dubai or unlike Qatar, isn't very rich. But it is a very modest and a very recently evolved country. If you look at the history of Oman, the first education hub happened only in 1972. That was the first school started in 1972. The first university came up in 1996. So we are talking of a fairly young country, which is bracing itself to meet many challenges, and top of it being unemployment. And I'll give you a little example, because when the education started, the government started giving students scholarships. Education till grade 12 is free, and post grade 12, you get sponsorship from the government to further pursue your higher education, whether within the country or abroad, depending on your percentages. Now, more and more graduates are graduating from the universities, but we don't have enough businesses to absorb them. So where are they going to go? So the number of unemployment is becoming a huge challenge for the government. And in 2013, the government foresaw what was coming, and it started encouraging more graduates to take up self-employment through entrepreneurship. Still, the desire for the graduates to get jobs in oil and gas industry holds the topmost place. Many of them would love to pursue career in oil and gas, but it's getting saturated. So the government came up with Oman Vision 2040. And in Oman Vision 2040, it came up with 11 pillars as areas for further progress, where it has requested graduates to open up, businesses in areas of fisheries, in areas of agriculture, manufacturing small products. I'm sorry, am I running out of time?
Yes,
oh, okay.
It's 12 minutes.
All right. Okay. So I'll be very quick. So here, as a government, started impressing upon the areas, we got our students to identify business ideas and started providing them seed funding, and giving them scope for launching their businesses through our university incubator, which is currently happening. Now, I'm aware that the time is running out. It seems to be very short. So I would just conclude then, skipping out on the current entrepreneurial ecosystem in Oman with my model. And the gap is very likely to get highlighted here. We do not have a scope or a platform where all HEIs can come together. HEI means higher education institutions, where they can come together and discuss the challenges that we face at the moment. Many universities are non-funded, private universities, and are not able to start their own incubator. And hence there is a need of funding and support from the government, which very recently Ministry of Higher Education has agreed to. There is no exchange program with the foreign students. All these students are Omanis, and there is very little exchange of ideas, so that's required. Finally, no venture capitalists, no angel investors, so that's again a challenge. We lack mentors who can push these students to look for successful launch. And finally, lack of clarity on IPR and university spin-off policies. So there is a need for further research, which we have identified. I'll share the slides with you, which you could look at your own pace, but that is that their growth rate is very, very slow. And in order to push this, I think all HEIs need to come together, brainstorm ways how we could push this agenda forward. Thank you so much for listening so patiently. I'm really sorry I had to rush. Thank you very much for the time.